Next up, we have Heather in conversation with myself. And Heather, so nice to see you. It was really wonderful to run into you at COP and be able to spend a little bit of time. Heather, can you give us an overview of your work and what CREST does?
Yeah, a little bit different than some of the amazing work that's here with the other women in climate around the world. My organization is called Citizens for Responsible Energy Solutions. We're based in Washington, D.C. We engage, and we work primarily in the United States, but our focus is on global emissions and reduction of global emissions. We engage Republicans, mostly at the congressional level and also the executive branch in Washington to engage on climate. So I've got a very tall order in engaging Republicans. I've been running the organization for 8 years. And during that time, since 2016, we've seen a lot of progress with Republicans understanding about the climate challenge and how the United States can take a leadership role in helping to reduce emissions. So I've been from the first Trump administration. My first day was the day before he was elected. So I've been through both the Trump administration and the Biden administration, going back into a Trump administration and a Republican trifecta in Washington, and still trying to talk about the importance of reducing emissions and how energy policy and climate policy are intertwined.
Heather, your organization is so critical in the next years ahead. And so, can you tell us what were your main objectives for COP29?
Well, first, we've been trying to get Republicans to even just come to COP. They didn't, many of them think that COP isn't for me. I don't have a voice here. It's really maybe for, the executive branch. You'll remember also that President Trump pulled out of the framework. So a lot of Republicans are concerned even about political backlash. So our goal is to bring over Republican members and staff to wherever the COP is. So this year in Baku, but we've also brought them to other locations over the past few years to see the amazing work that's being done at COP, and both on the NGO side, of course the countries working together, companies working together, and really trying to address an incredibly complex issue, and then all the other pieces that come along with what we know with climate crisis and all the other pieces and how that they can plug in. So it's really, I think, a win for us this year is we were not able to bring over members of Congress because of their congressional calendar, but we were able to bring over senior staff. So we brought them over, but then a congressional delegation led by Republicans brought over a bipartisan delegation with the Energy and Commerce Committee and the House of Representatives on their own. So we've been trying to get that muscle memory for them year over year. And they were like, we've got to be there. They also held a press conference and I moderated a panel with a bipartisan panel, two Republicans, one Democrat, talking about how nuclear energy can be part of solutions in lowering emissions globally. So, and then some of the things that we're doing in the United States to reduce barriers to deploying more clean energy. So it was, I think, a win that they feel like they need to engage on their own as members of Congress. Our ultimate goal is bipartisanship, Republicans and Democrats in Washington, D.C., really around the world, but at least in the United States, working together to solve big problems. That's how we solve them. It isn't any one party or any one person that can solve problems. We know we have to work together. So to see the bipartisanship and moderate a panel of bipartisan members right there at COP was really exciting.
That's amazing, Heather. And again, your work is so extremely important. For time's sake, I want to ask one last question to you, Heather, which is how can we support your organization, support you, support Crest Energy, and support having more Republicans engage in the conversation?
Well, I think it's, there's always concern that are you going to be more Republicans and are you going to be welcome? You have a different point of view or maybe solving problems through different kinds of energy sources like nuclear. And really, our genesis and within our DNA is ensuring that everyone has a voice at the table, and that welcoming them being respectful of points of view. I know that's not a problem with this group, but it can be a challenge, feeling like, Republicans haven't been here before. It's about time, and you have to think like we do. And that's not the case. It's bringing diverse points of view and different challenges that each country, individuals, companies, NGOs that they're facing, and discussing them at an international table. I'll also say that just because if the president, Trump, when he's in, pulls out of the Paris Agreement, I think there's still an opportunity for Republicans to show that they want to still stay in, be part of international discussions. It may not be in that framework, but I want to encourage this group to don't despair. I'm not going to despair. I'm still going to COP. I'm going to COP 30. I'm bringing Republican members and staff. We're going to be there, hold roundtables, discussions, side events, just speak at the any pavilions that we can, and make sure we have our message. We can't let our foot off the accelerator in addressing the climate challenge.
Indeed, Heather. I'll be dropping Heather's LinkedIn profile into the chat there. Please follow her, please connect with her and support her work. Thank you so much for being here, Heather.
Thank you. Love being with y'all. Thank you.